Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Thank you for watching my channel, Keeping It Real Country Cooking. I am under the weather. I'm sorry. I had to go to the dentist yesterday. She had to take off a couple of crowns. I've got to have another root canal over here. And I'm on some antibiotics. And my face is swollen. So I'm sorry. Y'all please bear with me, okay? I didn't get any rest last night. It's been pretty painful. I don't think I've ever had anything as far as my mouth goes so painful. But I wanted to share something with you guys. Randy's dad has been eating soup for a couple of weeks because, you know, we were out of town last week. And so I fixed this the other day. It was a small recipe, and it was delicious. Whoever come up with this recipe is a pure genius. But it's chicken and dumplings casserole, and it makes its own dumplings, and it is absolutely delicious. I used chicken breast, and I used entirely too much chicken. They called for 3.5 to 4, I think it was, no, 2 to 3.5 cups of chicken. I didn't want that much chicken. And I'm going to fix his with chicken thighs. And he doesn't like that much chicken either. So I'm going to kind of double the dumpling part of the recipe. And it's like a cobbler. It's just milk and flour as far as that goes. And I did put too much seasoning in it. I added too much seasoning in my flour. So I'm not going to do that this time. But I wanted to make it and kind of tweak it and see, you know, what it was like. And it was scrumptious. But I think you guys would love it. So we're gonna make that. And I know I'm not gonna be able to eat this, but I gotta fix my husband something to eat. I've got 2 steaks, and they look just alike, but they're not. This one right here is a New York strip. And this one, they cut it just like this one. This is a ribeye. And I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "It is a ribeye." And I can tell by the feel of it because, you know, a New York strip is a little kind of, when you press on it, it's kind of tough. And this one is really not. But Randy doesn't like a ribeye. Well, he'll eat it, but he doesn't like anything with a lot of fat in it, which this one looks pretty good. And I got this yesterday at a meat market near my house, and they seasoned it, and I put a little extra something on top of it. But I know I probably won't be able to eat it, but I can refrigerate it. I can gnaw on it. But and I'm gonna fix some mashed potatoes. I could do baked potatoes, but Randy's dad wants mashed potatoes, so we can have mashed potatoes with this. You know, steakhouses do that sometime. Well, I've seen it. You know, they do mashed potatoes with the steak. And Randy's daddy canned these green beans here. So I'm going to heat those up for him. And I like to cook them, you know, for a long time. And he likes it with onion in it. And my chicken, y'all, I've got about 4, I guess it's about 4 thighs in this water here, and I put a little salt and pepper, not much salt, just a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to let that simmer for a few minutes, you know, until it gets done. And then you want to, you can either cube this, shred it, you can use rotisserie chicken for this recipe. I think it would even be good with turkey breast. It kind of reminds you of chicken and dumplings and or a chicken casserole. And it's really fabulous. I was very pleased. It's very comforting. And if you need to make something for a church function or a family reunion or you having a big dinner at your house, this is awesome. And I don't see anybody not liking this recipe unless you just can't stand chicken. So I'm going to get my potatoes peeled, and then I'm going to get all of my ingredients ready to do this casserole, okay? and somebody's walking in the door.
Ain't y'all lucky?
He said, ain't y'all lucky? He's out on the front porch drinking his coffee. Y'all, it never fails between 4 and 4:30. He's on the front porch drinking coffee and counting the cars. Counting the cars that go by. I'm just kidding. Did you water my flowers?
No, I ain't got my shoes on.
Just do it.
Let me go get that broth.
Just do it before the sun goes down. I'll be back, y'all. He's gone to Dollar General to get me some creamer for my coffee. He offered to go. I bet he comes back with a bag of candy. I don't care. But let's just see. Oh, man. I had a couple of really bad potatoes, y'all. It's getting worse and worse when you buy potatoes. This one was totally bad all the way through. So he lit the grill, and I'm gonna go out there in a minute and check it, but I'm gonna get all of this other stuff ready. I've got 3 ears of corn. Randy says they put it on the grill just like this. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Hey, I had to take that daggone hot sweater off. Well, it's thin, but I'm getting hot. Okay, so I got my grill ready. I've cleaned it. I hope I don't drop this stuff. Hold on, y'all. It is hot as I don't know what out here. Whew. All right. Sorry, y'all. I cleaned my grill, and then it don't sound like it's running anymore. Gosh, I hope it ain't out of gas. I believe it's out of gas. Can you believe that? Well, I believe it's out of gas. He'll have to check it when he gets back, because I'm not gonna crawl under that thing. Lord have mercy. I thought about that earlier. Look at me sweating. Well, the grill is out of gas. And I'm going to stick these steaks in the oven, and I'm gonna do like a reverse fry, something like that. But I got it in this cast iron pan, and I got some olive oil in it, and I'm gonna stick it in a 475-degree oven for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna fry them. So I put the steaks in the oven. I'm gonna get to this casserole in just a minute. I gotta make these mashed potatoes. I'm sure y'all have watched me make mashed potatoes, but this is about 6 potatoes, and I put about a half a stick of butter and a half a block of cream cheese, and some salt and pepper. And I know I'm gonna have to put more salt in it because, you know, potatoes eat up salt. And I'd rather mash them than get out my mixer. I don't mind a few lumps myself. I don't like them too smooth. I'm so disappointed that gas run out. You'd have to go all the way to town to get some gas. feels loose. Watch it break. Better get the other one. Sorry. My hands are clean. I just washed them. Washing them again. You know, when somebody else puts your dishes up, you can't never find them. Oh, oh man. Alrighty, this one's better. That other one's just plastic. It doesn't do a very good job. It's hard to use it. I'd like to have one like my mama had. I think you can still get them. I think this is good enough. I'm making right many because Randy's daddy's gonna get some of these. I'm gonna fix his green beans tomorrow. I just don't think I can do it tonight. But I did want to do this casserole and show y'all. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more butter. Hands ain't working too good today either, y'all. Yep, these are full calorie mashed potatoes. Oh. Okay. And like I said, this is about 6 or 7 medium potatoes. And I drained them and then I just mashed them, put a half a block of cream cheese and about a stick of butter and some salt and pepper, and that's it. This is these old pots. I love them. I'd like to have a whole set. Oh, that's good. Especially when you haven't eaten anything. You can add garlic powder, whatever you want. You can even cook it with some garlic. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. I'm gonna cover this up and sit it on the stove. I'm probably gonna have to reheat them. You can stick it in a pot of water, like a bain-marie. You know what I mean? And it'll keep them from getting, you know, sticking to the pot or getting a film over them. Just sit your pot over in a pot of hot water. You know, like if you gotta let them sit for a long time and you want to keep them warm, that's what you do. It's so good. I'm gonna put this plate over them. Now this casserole, this is a little bit bigger than the 9 by 13, I think. I compared it to my other one. This one doesn't have a size on it. But the reason I'm using this one is because I am wanting to make more dumplings. And I'll give y'all the regular recipe in the description box. And if you want to double it, then, you know, you can do that. But you got to have about a half a stick of butter. Because put the butter down first, because if you don't, it will stick. Butter the sides of your dish. Okay. And I'm going to just shred this chicken up. You put your chicken on top of the butter. And these are just chicken thighs. And I'm just going to shred this up. And I'll be right back, okay? Okay. He doesn't like a lot of chicken. Look at me. I'm so sorry. It hurts. He doesn't like a lot of chicken in his casserole or his dumplings. So this is 4 chicken thighs. Okay. Put your butter down. Melt it in the microwave. Make sure you put your butter down first. Then put your chicken on top. Now the recipe calls for 3 to 4 cups of chicken, cooked, chopped, or shredded, cubed, whatever you like. But this is probably about a cup, maybe 2. I'm gonna set this aside. I just put salt and pepper in the chicken when I cooked it because I don't want to make it too, you know, salty or anything. Okay, you got to have 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Okay, and I think that's like a 10.5 ounce can. And I'm thinking that I need to put in another can since I'm making it bigger, so hold on a minute. The one that I made the other day, I sauteed some some celery and onions, but I didn't on this one because it didn't say to do that on this recipe. But I should have, but I didn't. But I am gonna add, instead of another can of cream of chicken, I'm gonna add a can of cream of onion. And I am gonna put some celery flakes or something in it, because it tastes better when you saute the carrots and carrots. Why do I keep saying that? The celery and onions, and then mix it with this after you get it sauteed. I kind of wished I would have put some celery and onions in it, but sometimes you just can't. I have some celery flakes. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon. And like I said, I'm going to give you the recipe, and but I'm going to also tell you what I put in mine, so I'll put both of them down. This is a can of cream of onion. It'll give it some onion flavor. Okay. I love cream of onion. Let me check my steaks. I'm cooking too many things at one time, y'all. All right, I got about 2.5 cups of chicken broth. Now, I saved the chicken broth from where I boiled the thighs, but I ran it through a strainer and got all the nasty stuff out of it, you know. All right, now you want to get a whisk. And you want to whisk this up till it's smooth. I'm just giving you a general idea of how to make the one that I'm going to post. And like I said, if you like the celery and onions, saute you a couple of stalks of celery and about a medium onion and some olive oil, and then put it in this mixture here when you go to pour it over your casserole. Okay? Okay. Now, let me check and see if it needs any salt. No, it does not. I'm gonna just add a little bit of pepper. You can add poultry seasoning. Some of them say use poultry seasoning. I used all that. It was delicious, but it was just a little too salty for me. Okay, we're gonna set this aside, y'all. Okay, for just a minute. If I got any room. Okay. Now, the regular recipe calls for 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of whole milk. One cup of flour and 1 cup of whole milk. So I've got 2 cups of self-rising flour. You have to use self-rising flour to get your dumplings puffy. If you don't have self-rising flour, then add 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, okay, per each cup. 1 1/4. And I put just a tad of salt, not much, and some pepper in here. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, I added poultry seasoning and some other stuff. It was just a little too salty. But if you want to add some herbs into this, whatever you want to add, you can. All right, we got 2 cups of milk, whole milk. Okay. And this is going to be what's going to make your dumplings. I'm just making some extra. I may have to add a little bit more milk. I'm not sure. Let me see. No, I think this is perfect. But like I said, I'll put the correct recipe, and I will make a suggestion about the other stuff. Okay? So mix that up really good till it's incorporated. Kind of looks like pancake batter, y'all. Okay, now you take your casserole and you're going to Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. Okay, now, you have to pour the flour and milk mixture first over your chicken. And try to get it, you know, all over the, you know, chicken if you can. Preheat your oven to about 375. Some people have cooked it on 400. I'm going to do 375. Okay. Kind of spread it, you know, all over your chicken. Now, if you use the correct recipe over here, you're going to have a lot more chicken in here. But we don't want a lot of chicken. We want the dumplings. There's a little bit of butter left in there. No, that was broth. My bad. My bad to the bone. Oh, my mouth hurts. Okay. Now, after you do that, daggone fruit flies. After you do that, we got to pour this stuff over it. And I might have too much. If I do, then that's all right. I won't pour it all in there. But I want to put all I can in here. And it's about right. There we go. I did it right. Okay. Now, very important, guys. Do not stir this. Do not stir this. Once you pour it all in there, don't, you know, stick it in the oven when it's preheated. And I didn't even preheat mine. And it's going to cook, for a large one like this, 45 to 55, maybe an hour. Just keep your eye on it. And when it starts getting brown, you can take it out. The one that I cooked the other day, you could see the little dumplings popping up. I thought it was pretty cool. I did. And if you're afraid that it might spill over, which I don't think it will, put some aluminum foil, you know, underneath your dish. So I wanted to show y'all that recipe. When it gets done, I will come back. I'm gonna have to get Randy to come up here and finish dinner. Okay, I'll be back in a little while. Hey, so I got the casserole out of the oven, and it's gonna get thicker as it cools, y'all. But you see the dumplings. I don't know if I can eat any. Look at those dumplings in there, y'all. See those dumplings? You can see the dumplings in there. I just don't want to tear it to pieces. I'm miserable, y'all. Look at those dumplings. Mm. Mm. It is so comforting, y'all. Mm. Mm. It's delicious. Mm. And like I said, I'm tired, can't y'all tell? Oh. I was asleep and I heard it go off. But look at that dumpling. But the more it sits, it'll set up. And you can brown it more if you want to. And you can top it with some chives, something like that. But it's really good. And I made extra dumplings. So I'll put the original recipe in the description box. And I hope y'all try it. And if you like the onions and celery, that's what I would put in it. But it is really good. Mm. Mm. Tastes just like chicken and dumplings. So y'all, please try this. I don't think you'd regret it. And I'll talk to y'all later. And I'm going to bed.